Yo! Welcome back to a brand new Craftopia guide. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the winter update and what resources you will need to prepare ready for when that update drops if you're on console. Now, as always, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do drop a like and subscribe. Comment down below with any help that you may need in the game, or what are you most looking forward to when the winter update drops. But let's do this. Now, very recently, Pocket Pair released a trailer for the Seamless map, and along with that announced that the winter update will be dropping for console this month. Now, we are currently on the 29th of January, which means there's 1 weekday left of this month, and that's the 31st. Now, whether or not the update will drop, we will have to wait till Monday to find out, but either way, it's going to be dropping very, very soon. So in this video, I wanted to go through what resources you should be farming up so that when the winter update drops, you can crack on with all the new content, and you won't have to waste time going and farming the resources to even get started. So we're going to run through the most common resources and what they're used for, and of course, if there is something that I don't mention in this video that you want to know the resources for or anything like that, just let me know down in the comments below. Now, one thing you are going to want to start out with is getting yourself a few recreation buttons. The reason for this is simply because the winter update brings a whole new fishing update, and that enables these fish shadows to be placed around the map. However, they will only spawn on a new unlocked map, which means if you have unlocked all the maps, you have all the way up to the right hand corner and all other islands unlocked, then you are going to have to destroy one of those islands for that to be your fishing island. Of course, if you've seen my farm on the new fishing system, then you will know it's handy to have 2 islands with the fishing spots. So you're going to want a few recreation buttons to make sure that you can reset 2 islands to get some nice new islands for the fishing system. You are going to want more than 2 recreation buttons simply because you might unlock a hell island, or of course an island where you need some kind of resistance, and you don't want that. You want 2 simple grass biomes. So having a few recreation buttons will mean the second that update drops and you want to get involved in the fishing update, because the fishing update is also the only way to get 2 of the new blueprints. So you are going to want a few recreation buttons. Then as soon as the update drops, reset a couple islands, get a couple grass biomes, and just turn those into your fishing farms. Now, the winter update brings on a whole bunch of new builds. There is so many different variations of walls and windows. There's even extensions and balconies. And the great thing is, nearly every single one of the new builds requires the same resources. Whether you're going for the plaster look or the medieval look, they're all still the same resources. So you're going to want to stack up a bunch of logs, a bunch of sand, a bunch of stone, and a bunch of straw. Those 4 resources are used in pretty much every single one of the new builds and are the only resources needed for nearly every single one of the builds. Which means if you go ahead and farm up a bunch of this now, as soon as this update drops, you can go and build as big of a house as you want. And believe me, with how awesome the new stuff are, you are for sure going to want to check out the new builds. Now, of course, these resources are quite basic, so I'm going to go ahead and say now that logs are used in nearly everything. However, they are also before the winter update anyway, so you should probably set up a wood farm if you haven't, and especially make sure you've got a nice stack of wood for when the winter update drops. Of course, logs are a very basic resource, same as stone, same as straw, same as sand. And there's a few others that are very basic as well, like leather. Leather is actually used in crafting the new katanas, as well as the new rosary crosses and various pieces of armor. Leather is very easily obtainable and can be set up in a very simple farm. You could use a crocodile farm and get the iron ore at the same time. However you need to get it, just stack up on some leather. And that goes for other basic drops from animals as well, such as bones, fangs, hard feathers, hard leather. There's various resources like that that are used in things like the katana builds. Another resource you are going to want to stack up is in fact engine parts. The reason for this is because we do get 2 new vehicles, and that is the biplane and the boat. Now, the boat, you probably only need to make 1, or if you want to leave 1 on an island, then you might make another. But there's not a lot of ways to actually break the boat. However, the plane, I broke like 5 just testing it. The maps are very small right now, and the plane is very fast, and it's also very awkward to control. It's a lot of fun though, and you have to check it out, but you may break your first few. Just stay away from water and you should be okay. But just in case, stack up on some engine parts so that you can remake a few if you need to. Now this one's a little bit different because this isn't actually a resource that you can just kind of go and farm. However, there is a way to farm it, and that is Gacha Coins. Now when the winter update drops, the Gacha prisms are now split up into different types of prisms, such as Gacha material prisms. So they now split out to different types of rewards that you may get from a Gacha prism. But this also meant that Gachas are now extremely OP. They've always been pretty good, but now they are actually game changing when it comes to the enchants. You can get some wild enchants such as logs with legendary. Enchants like this on these kind of resources allow us to take very simple builds and give them a legendary enchant, and pretty much everything needs logs. But you can also get that on other things such as straw, which then means you can get legendary old rags. So all of this is available, but Gacha Coins actually get nerfed down to 30 from your merchants. So that means if you haven't already, set up a merchant farm. Set it up on islands level 3 and 4. Hop between the two, just keep trading with the merchants or throwing it down and picking it back up, however you farm your merchants. Get as many coins as you can while you can buy them 100 at a time, because they will be nerfed down to 30 as soon as this update drops. And believe me, if you can stack up a few thousand, then you are for sure going to get some awesome enchants on some materials. It's a bit of a grind, but the option is there to take some of your gear and take it to a whole new level. Now when it comes to ingots, ingots are used in all builds. We're used to that. Iron ingots are used a lot in the winter update and before the winter update. Same with steel, same with silver. However, one ingot that is especially important in the winter update is the obsidian ingot. Obsidian ingots are used in so many things in the winter update, and we've seen that slowly roll in the last update. But the winter update brings us even more crafts that require obsidian ingots. Obsidian ingots are even used in the katanas or even some of the new boss weapons. Speaking of boss weapons, you can't exactly farm the resources needed for them, as you do need the scales from the bosses that will drop in the winter update. However, if you make sure that you are stacked up on obsidian, bones and logs, then all you have to do is go farm those scales. Now when it comes to the katanas, different ones have different abilities, meaning different resources are used. So there's a wide range of resources used inside the katanas. Some of them aren't even craftable and have to be found in chests or brought from merchants. However, outside of your normal resources, such as logs, iron ingots, old rags, leather, steel ingots, bones, obsidian, outside of those, you're going to want to make sure you've got a lot of bargain armor parts. And if you want the katana that inflicts poison damage, then make sure you have some poison as well. Now I can't stress this enough, and this pretty much goes across the entire game as well, and that is stack up on your ingots. All types of ingots, stack them all. But in particular, you want to stack iron ingots, steel ingots, silver ingots, diamond ingots, obsidian ingots, and elemental ingots. That is essentially every ingot needed within the winter update. Now I get it, a lot of those are very basic, but that's why you should have them stacked up. You don't want to be limited by something as simple as iron when there's multiple different variations of iron farms. It may be a bit trickier when it comes to some of the other ingots, but merchants can cover you on pretty much all ore. So while you're farming up those gacha coins, grab whatever ore you see as well, especially the ones that you might be running short on or don't already have a farm set up for. You may as well. Money is extremely easy to make. I barely farm any resource anymore purely because I have an elite merchant farm set up. So I do understand that this video has just been a little bit of just talking about kind of nothing, talking about just what resources are needed. However, I know a lot of people are dying to get into the game, but they are waiting for that winter update to drop. So at least this is a new focus for you to grind out these resources. Now, if you head down to the comments, the pinned comment will be a list of all of these items, and I will break them down into the ones you should be grinding the most and the ones that you should just make sure you've got some. So be sure to check that list out if you're unsure of everything that we've gone through today. But I'm just just trying to prepare you guys as much as I can for this update, as I'm so excited for it to drop. Of course, we have no news right now whether or not it is still dropping this month. Right now, the news we are going off of is that it will drop this month. So that means Monday could roll around and you guys could already have all of these resources ready and you can just crack on with that winter content. Now, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do drop a like and subscribe. Comment down below with any help that you may need in the game, or what are you most excited for in the winter update. Now, again, if I didn't mention something you wanted to hear about today, let me know down in the comments below and I will give you the exact list of resources that you need for any item. Also, be sure to join our Discord. We are trying to reach 1,000 members. We talk Craftopia all day long and Power World. If you want to be a part of that, then be sure to come and join us. It's a great time and you are more than welcome. But most importantly, enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace!